love the Lord with all our heart, soul, and mind. And immediately after that, it also says that we are to teach this to our children. Teach it when we are lying down, standing up, walking, rising up. That really doesn't leave much of a choice of when we're not supposed to be teaching them. So the opportunity to have them in a Christian environment where everything they learn from the point of view is to glorify God, honor God, and to love God and love other people. If I can't imagine not providing that kind of opportunity for our children.
Once they start school, they're hardly home. They're gone 8 hours of the day, and then as they get older and get more involved in extracurricular activities, then they're gone even longer. And it was really important to me that who is going to have the influence in their life when they're away from home and away from what we can give them. And I just felt like that was just really where God wanted them, where they had that Christian influence and models of Christian character to model their lives and pattern their lives after.
When they're in a room with a teacher every day who they just love and everything that teacher says is truth and everything's great, we wanted her to be in an atmosphere that the biblical principles that were being taught in our home were being reaffirmed at school. Studies show that it's these early years. This is when the foundations are laid. This is when the truths are, implanted in them. So we wanted to make sure that what we were teaching, the school was also teaching.
The Bible tells us to train up a child in the way he should go, and that's the responsibility of parents first. First and foremost is to make sure that their kids are following in the right path. But it's nice to have the support of a Christian school that can reiterate what's happening at home.
Yes, it does cost, but sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And really just looking at what you can get from this experience is priceless.
I did. I found a job, part-time job in Decatur, that I was able to work and provide the additional income to pay the tuition. And from there, God has just blessed us.
God, you're going to have to write it in the sky. It's going to have to be that obvious. Where's this child supposed to go? But I had talked to you, had the number. Well, he just walked into the room where I was working and told me, he said, I'm going to give you a raise. And when I got my pay stub, it was the exact amount, a dime over. I actually got a dime extra. So I thought, that's just so obvious. This is a God thing.
Why is it worth the sacrifice?
Not really a sacrifice. The Christian belief to us, the investment into it is worth everything. Both kids are saved. He gives us the money, we just distribute it.
God really called us to make our kids there. Yeah. And we had wanted to early, and we weren't in a place financially that, we felt like we could. And then we were really prompted by the experience that we had. And we feel like God gives us that money for that purpose, and we can choose to use it for that purpose, or He could choose not to provide that money, because I really feel like every year it's hard to say, I'm going to pay all that money for school. But every single year He's given it to us. And so when we say it's not a sacrifice, it's a choice that we've made on how to use the money He's provided us.
Since I've been here, I've grown in my spiritual life. I feel a lot happier all the time because I know that if I ever need somebody or anything, I'm in trouble. I always have, hundreds of people to look to. Not everyone can say that.
Having the one-on-one and the small class, having teachers care for you and caring about you getting your education was a huge impact on my life.
I mean, what greater gift can you give in a Christian school than to help some 16-year-old kid find his way to the Lord?
That's the most important thing. If you're not giving glory to God, all the wins and loses, it doesn't mean anything.
Shoals has been a great place for me. Academically, I've gotten a great education. I've had all the chances I could have had anywhere else. I've been challenged, and athletically, you can play and succeed in any sport that you want to. And while doing both of those things, you get a biblical education, which is going to help you out later in life.
Charlie knows more about other religions at this point in his life than I could ever hope to know, just by virtue of the classes that he's taken at Shoals. And I was in college, and grew up not really understanding what other people believed, and you know he understands that, which gives him a greater sense of understanding his own salvation and his own Christianity.
Well, I definitely think being at Shoals, I've definitely been prepared. I've never once felt behind. I know other students that I've met in other classes feel somewhat behind, or their first year in college, you know, they get nervous, but I never felt any of that and felt very grounded in what I knew and my beliefs and stuff.
Up until a certain point, most people believe what their mothers believe or what their fathers believe, what they've been told to believe. And then at some point you have to start questioning, you know, are these my parents' beliefs or mine? And I would see her studying in her Bible and coming back and saying, you know, what do you think? This is what I think. And it wasn't always, we didn't always agree. But it was just amazing to see her develop her own faith. And of course, you know, that's the faith that sticks, you know, the one that you can claim that's yours. We just started having some of the sweetest conversations. It was just like I had my old child back.
We have to raise additional funds in order to you know, stay current with technology, stay current with salaries, to stay current with all aspects of what an education should be. We as a family have been blessed and been put in a situation where we can go a little bit beyond just paying our tuition, but also helping with faith for the future. When we talk about children, I don't think any of us disagree that children is our priority over, you know, virtually everything else. So when you look at it from that perspective, that we are to raise them up in a godly way, that ought to put a Christian education somewhere on the upper list opposed to the bottom list in terms of competition for the dollar.
When you sow into the school, you get so much more back, you know, because you're actually involved and you become part of the family. You can plug in anywhere, no matter what talents you have. Mike and I do the annual giving through Faith for the Future, and we think it's important because, I mean, we want to give more because it's given so much to us.
For us, we have been beneficiaries of the student aid, you know, and our prayer is that one day God will bless us where we can turn around and be putting more money in. If somebody has money that's, you know, what would God have me do with this? What a wonderful thing to put it into a fund where other people that want to send their children to Christian schools can be blessed by that.
I feel like I'm not just invested in my children, but our community and the country. I mean, it changes. Things change at home.
We want to continue to help Shoals Christian because we want to see Shoals Christian there for a long time, many years.
You don't have to give a lot of money. Just give what your heart tells you to give. We need more people to do that.